Mount Everest, majestically towering over the Himalayas, is the world's highest mountain at an elevation of 8,848.86 meters, standing like a crown atop the earth. In Tibetan, it is known as Komolungma, meaning Goddess Mother of the World, while in Nepali, it is called Sagarmatha, or the Head of the Sky. Symbolizing the ultimate challenge, its breathtaking peaks and treacherous terrain draw countless climbers who seek to conquer it with sheer courage and determination. Yet behind its stunning beauty lie perilous dangers, freezing temperatures, thin oxygen, and treacherous glaciers, making every ascent a journey between life and death. Today, we'll uncover the mysteries of Mount Everest, exploring fascinating facts, untold stories, and historical feats. Let's begin. 1. The mystery of the first ascent. Mount Everest's allure and ultimate challenge captivated George Mallory, a British scholar and mountaineer. A graduate of Winchester College and Cambridge University, he was a contemporary and friend of famed economist John Maynard Keynes. In 1921, Mallory first joined an expedition to survey possible climbing routes. In 1922, he made his first attempt from the North Col, reaching 8,321 meters, a world record at the time. However, the summit remained unconquered. 2 years later, in 1924, he led another expedition, determined to reach the top. Mallory, then 37, selected Andrew Irvine, a 22-year-old Oxford rower from a distinguished family, as his final summit partner. On June 8, 1924, after a storm cleared, the two climbers set out from their high camp with the most advanced gear and oxygen bottles available. That morning, a teammate using a telescope spotted their figures just 300 meters below the summit, climbing steadily toward their goal. Expedition member Noel Odell, observing from lower on the mountain, saw the peak shrouded in thick clouds. At 12:50 p.m., the sky cleared momentarily, revealing the summit ridge. Odell caught a fleeting glimpse of two figures near a feature known as the second step, only about 160 to 200 meters from the top. The clouds then closed in, and Mallory and Irvine disappeared into history. When asked why he wanted to climb Everest, Mallory famously replied, "Because it's there." This simple answer became a timeless expression of the spirit of exploration. Mallory and Irvine never returned, and their fate became one of Everest's greatest mysteries. Did they reach the summit before perishing? If so, they would have achieved this feat 29 years before Hillary and Norgay's officially recognized first ascent in 1953. This year marks 101 years since Mallory and Irvine's disappearance. For decades, explorers have searched for their remains and clues, especially a camera Mallory carried, which could hold a photograph proving they reached the summit. In 1933, a British expedition found Irvine's ice axe at 8,460 meters. In 1991, an oxygen bottle from 1924 was discovered at 8,480 meters. In 1999, climber Conrad Anker found Mallory's body on the north face, his corpse remarkably well preserved. Mallory lay face down, his back exposed, with alabaster-like skin. His position suggested a fall during descent, sparking further intrigue about his success. Mallory had intended to leave a photograph of his wife at the summit, but no such picture was found on his body. This absence hints at the tantalizing possibility that he may have reached the top. The camera, however, remains missing, a ghostly relic of mountaineering lore. In 2024, after a century of mystery, Irvine's boots and socks were finally located by Jimmy Chin and his team. Chin, renowned for directing and filming the Oscar-winning documentary Free Solo about the first ropeless ascent of El Capitan, spearheaded this historic discovery. Mallory and Irvine's story is a cornerstone of exploration history, inspiring generations with their bravery and ambition. Their saga enhances Everest's mystique and majesty. Before we delve into the official first ascent by Hillary and Norgay, the first woman's triumph, and the oldest climber's record, let's explore Everest's ancient origins and evolution. Its journey from seabed to summit. 2. Formation and structure of Mount Everest, a former ocean home. It is astounding that the towering Mount Everest, touching the clouds today, was once part of an ancient sea around 60 million years ago. Embedded within its rock layers, scientists have uncovered an abundance of marine fossils, including trilobites and brachiopods. These fossils vividly tell the story of Everest's dramatic rise from the ocean floor. The relentless collision and compression between the Indian Plate and the Eurasian Plate forced the sea sediments upward, ultimately forming the Himalayas and Mount Everest, standing 8,848.86 meters tall. Geologically, Everest's structure is divided into three key layers. Its base comprises gneiss and granite. The middle sections are dominated by metamorphic rocks, and the summit's rock layer consists of limestone and shale from the Paleozoic era. These contain fossil records, chronicling the mountain's marine past. This awe-inspiring transformation reflects the immense power of Earth's tectonic forces and stands as a monumental work of natural artistry. 3. How heavy is Mount Everest? Estimating Everest's exact weight is complex and nearly impossible to calculate precisely. However, based on gravity and the mountain's volume, scientists estimate its approximate weight to be 310 trillion tons. 4. Ecosystem and climate of Mount Everest. The ecosystem and climate of Mount Everest showcase extreme natural beauty and remarkable resilience. Located in the Himalayan range, the mountain is subjected to harsh, frigid, and dry conditions. The area above 8,000 meters, known as the death zone, supports virtually no life due to its oxygen levels, which are less than one-third of sea level concentrations. Temperatures consistently fall below -30 degrees Celsius, and fierce winds can reach speeds of 160 kilometers per hour, making it one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. Nevertheless, the lower altitudes of Everest sustain some life. Between 4,000 to 5,000 meters, animals like snow leopards, Tibetan antelopes, blue sheep, and Tibetan foxes have adapted to the severe cold. Birds, such as red-billed choughs, have been observed flying even higher. Plant life diminishes with altitude, but rhododendrons and alpine meadows offer glimpses of resilient vegetation. 5. Culture and beliefs. Sacred Mountain of Divinity. Though its summit is too harsh for permanent human habitation, Mount Everest has been surrounded by human history for over 3,000 years, primarily by the Tibetan and Sherpa peoples who call the region home. These highland communities have developed unique cultures and ways of life adapted to the mountain's challenges. The Sherpa people. The Sherpa, a Himalayan ethnic group living near the Nepal-Tibet border, are a branch of the Tibetan people. They migrated to the Everest region in the 15th century. Renowned for their climbing skills and physiological adaptations to high altitudes, Sherpas have become legendary mountain guides. Many historic Everest expeditions owe their success to the Sherpas' expertise. The name Sherpa means people of the East, reflecting their origins. Despite living in a climate with thin air and extreme cold, Sherpas have evolved with higher red blood cell counts and unique genetic traits, allowing them to thrive in low oxygen conditions. Their traditional stone and wood homes provide excellent insulation against the elements. Mount Everest is not only a natural wonder, but also a symbol of cultural and spiritual reverence. In the Himalayas, it is called the goddess mother of the world, in Tibetan, Komolungma, and forehead of the sky. In Nepali, Sagarmatha, demonstrating deep respect for nature's power. Local Tibetan and Sherpa communities consider Everest sacred, believing it is home to protective deities. Before climbing, climbers often participate in religious ceremonies led by lamas, involving offerings of incense, tsampa, roasted barley, and prayers to seek protection. Prayer flags are hung at base camps, their colors fluttering in the wind, carrying blessings to the mountain spirits. The legend of Shangri-La. Ancient Tibetan folklore speaks of Shambhala, also known as Shangri-La, a mythical paradise hidden among the mountains and glaciers. It is said to be a land of wisdom and peace, where people possess profound knowledge of the universe and live in harmony with nature's forces. According to legend, Shambhala's inhabitants love peace and shun war. Their city, built from gold and dazzling jewels, shines like the morning sun amidst the snowy peaks. Mount Everest, resembling a guardian tower, is believed to protect this sacred realm. For centuries, explorers and scholars have sought the truth behind Shambhala. Ancient Tibetan texts describe its entrance as hidden within the Himalayas, accessible only to those of pure heart. In the 20th century, mystics like Nicholas Roerich ventured into the mountains, convinced of Shambhala's existence. Tibetan Buddhism's Kalachakra Tantra provides detailed descriptions of Shambhala as a spiritual kingdom representing ultimate enlightenment. Its monarch is regarded as the guardian of secret wisdom. Works such as the film Lost Horizon and Marvel's Doctor Strange draw inspiration from the legend of Shangri-La. 6. The Himalayan Yeti. The legend of the Himalayan Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, intertwines with the region's rich culture, mythology, and adventurous lore. Seen as a mysterious and revered guardian, the Yeti symbolizes a connection between nature and the supernatural. Locals believe it represents mountain deities or nature's spirit, embodying a realm beyond human reach. The term Yeti in Tibetan means highland man or rock bear, symbolizing an unknown giant creature living deep within the mountains. In Nepali, it is called Mete, meaning man-like beast. According to folklore, the Yeti stands 2 to 3 meters tall, covered in thick brown or white fur, with massive footprints and a human-like upright posture. It is said to be agile and capable of traversing steep, icy slopes with ease. The first recorded account of Yeti tracks near Mount Everest came in 1921 from British mountaineer Charles Howard Berry, who described them as snowman footprints. The term, abominable snowman, gained popularity from this report. In 1951, British climber Eric Shipton captured a photograph of a giant footprint, regarded as one of the most compelling pieces of Yeti evidence. The Yeti legend remains one of the world's most intriguing mysteries, sparking human curiosity and a spirit of exploration. 7. Does Mount Everest belong to China or Nepal? Mount Everest sits on the border between China and Nepal, with both countries sharing jurisdiction. The northern slope is in Tibet, China, while the southern slope lies in Nepal. The summit marks the international boundary. Nepal calls it Sagarmatha, meaning forehead of the sky, while in Tibetan, it is known as Komalungma, or Goddess Mother of the World. 8. First official ascent of Mount Everest. In 1953, 29 years after the legendary Mallory and Irvine attempt, a British-led expedition assembled a world-class climbing team. Among them were New Zealand beekeeper and mountaineering enthusiast Edmund Hillary and experienced Sherpa guide Tenzing Norgay. Combining Hillary's skill and Norgay's strength, they formed a perfect duo. On May 29, 1953, after enduring dangerous crevasses, fierce winds, and life-threatening oxygen deprivation, they made their final push. Crossing the notorious Hillary Step, they reached the summit. Hillary photographed Norgay at the peak, but declined a photo of himself. Norgay later confirmed Hillary was the first to set foot on the summit. News of their success created a global sensation. Hillary was knighted, while Norgay became a national hero in Nepal and India. Their partnership transcended borders, symbolizing unity and respect in mountaineering. 9. First woman to climb Everest. Junko Tabai from Japan became the first woman to summit Everest in 1975. Her journey was one of courage, perseverance, and unrelenting pursuit of her dreams. Born in 1940 in Fukushima, Tabai defied societal norms and frail health to pursue her passion for climbing. She founded Japan's first women's mountaineering club, declaring, "Women can be as strong as men." In 1975, she joined an all-female expedition facing financial struggles and equipment shortages. Surviving an avalanche that buried her alive, she pressed on despite injuries. On May 16th, she stood atop the world's highest peak, inspiring generations of women worldwide. Tabai didn't stop there. She later became the first woman to climb the highest peaks on all 7 continents. She advocated for environmental conservation and mountaineering education throughout her life. 10. Oldest person to climb Everest. On May 23, 2013, Yuichiro Miura of Japan became the oldest person to summit Everest at age 80. Miura, famous for skiing down Everest in 1970, had his daring feat documented in the film The Man Who Skied Down Everest. By the end of 2024, the total number of Everest summits is expected to exceed 13,000, with over 7,800 individuals reaching the top. 11. One of the world's most expensive climbs. Climbing Everest is one of the costliest mountaineering pursuits due to several factors. High permit fees, often tens of thousands of dollars per climber. Specialized equipment, such as thermal clothing, oxygen tanks, and climbing tools. Sherpa guides and logistical support. Rescue and insurance costs. These expenses combine to make Everest an elite, extreme adventure. 12. One of the deadliest mountains. Mount Everest, with its extreme conditions, has claimed over 310 lives. Hazards include altitude sickness, avalanches, frostbite, ice falls, and falls. The death zone, above 8,000 meters, presents perilous oxygen scarcity. Although the historical fatality rate is about 4%, advancements in technology, equipment, and forecasting have reduced it in recent years. Many climbers remain missing, buried forever beneath the snow. Everest, sculpted over eons, carries the spiritual weight of Sherpa legends and the human quest for the unknown. From sea fossils to snow-capped peaks, it stands as a marvel of nature and a testament to human courage and ambition. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with fellow adventure and nature enthusiasts. Join us next time as we explore more wonders and pursue new legends.